Hi guys, it's Belle here and I'm back with day 6 of Junk Journal January. It's hosted by Meg Journals in collaboration with Get Messy Art. I will leave the links to her channel and the Get Messy Art website down below in the description box, so do go and check those out. And today's is memory. So I was having lots of ideas for memory, but I ended up thinking about autumn. And that put me in mind of like leaves and the colours of autumn, and that's just where my mind went with memory. So I've already, so that it had dried, used, hold on, this Tim Holtz stencil, number THS060. And I use the Distress Grit Paste Opaque because I can't find my texture paste. And I've let that dry. And now I'm going to gesso over... Do I want to gesso over the background? Yes, I'm going to gesso over the background to kind of bring everything in. I mean, I know these are autumn colours, but I kind of want a focal point and the rest of the background to be plain. So I'm just going to gesso, let's move my gesso off there, over the background. Yeah, so I don't know why my mind went to autumn. I think because, you know, I was thinking memory, what can we do for memory? And remembering different times of years. I was going to use a photo, but if I'm honest, I just did not have the time because I wanted to do it in sepia tones. And I think because I was thinking of sepia tones and browns and things like that, then I'm not even putting this all on so that it's perfect. I want some texture in the background, so I'm doing the brush strokes in different ways. I'm not all doing it in one way. Yeah, that put me in mind of autumn because of the browns I was thinking of using, and then that made me think of autumn memories and walks, and then that put me in mind of autumn leaves. And every autumn I go and collect lots of leaves that I dry so that I can use in my crafts for the coming year. And so I pulled out a tiny autumn leaf that I have dried and that I actually picked up when I was staying at my daughter's last year, cat sitting for her, and that kind of reminded me of the walks that I went on and staying at hers. And so it's all memories linked. It's the memory of autumn, it's the memory of walks, and this leaf in particular is the memory of, in fact, this doesn't need to be perfect in the middle because a lot of this will be covered up. And the memory of staying there and cat sitting for her. So, yeah, that's kind of where my mind was going with this. Be interesting to see what other people's minds are going. I've got a few videos to catch up on, but I'm loving what I'm seeing everyone do so far. Okay, so I am going to let that dry just off to the side, and then I have this specimen card which is die cut from, again, a Tim Holtz set, and I just put it on, die cut it out of this paper which I really like, but the front I've then used Distress Embossing Glaze in Vintage Photo on the front. But what I want to do, if I can find some, is I'm going to take some scissors and rough up this edge a little bit. So I know there is a sanding tool out there, but at the moment scissors work just as well for me. I just want it to be a bit rough and a bit distressed. And then we're going to do some stamping on it. I'm going to ink around that first. So I'm going to use my Distress walnut stain and just ink around that bit that I've distressed a little bit. The leaf is going to go inside of here. I don't need to emboss the back because that will not be shown, like so. I want more distressing there. I'm going to use my nail a little bit. It's ripped it a little bit, but I don't mind that. Okay. Oh, I wanted inside of here as well. I was thinking of gessoing a little bit on the inside of there, or having some plain book page. So I have some scraps. Let's see if I can find this one will work. Or that one will be perfect actually. I just need it to cover that bit so that the leaf will stand out against the background. Okay, brilliant. I'm just going to tear that. And it doesn't really matter, but I am going to ink it just in case that shows. And then I'm going to glue this down. That. Glue this down the inside because I really want the leaf. The leaf is quite light. I want it to stand out against the background. So this is my leaf. Oh my god, I've just ripped part of it off, but you know what, it doesn't matter because I can stick it on. That's going to stand out, which is great. Let's move this now, and then I think I'm going to have to stick the leaf down. Right, brilliant. So let's do that. Let's stick the leaf down. See, as that's how fragile it is. I've broken part of it off. Let's stick this down. Yep, like so. And then glue this bit. I'm not gluing it in every space because I will be putting acetate on here. It's even sticking out the top a little bit, so I can trim that. Where did my scissors go? Trim it a little bit. Oh, let's fix that better. Okay, so that's going to be my leaf. And now I need to stamp on this bit before I put the acetate on it. So hold on a second. Okay, so I've got my Tim Holtz Field Note stamps. Don't judge me for how they are. I need to sort them all out. It is what it is. And I've got my Stays On ink pad in Jet Black. And I'm just gonna... Doesn't even matter if it's not perfect stamping. I just kind of want it on there in the background. Like so. I might do some script on here as well, actually. Let's do that first. Let's do a little bit of script. That doesn't, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Bit more like here. I mean, there's some writing underneath as well, so that helps give interest already. Right, okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to leave it as. Put these away. May come back to them. So now what I need to do is, I've got a piece. This is from a photo album that I picked up last year and turned into a journal, and I have been loving using the acetate in this in projects because it just works so well. Okay. Feel like I can cut it off once it's glued down. So let's glue. This bit can be glued here and here, around there. I am going to be putting some brads in this too. Okay, let's just stick this on like so and really press that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clamp this so that it's stuck down. Sorry, I was grabbing my clamps. So that it's stuck down before I can cut it off. Okay, now whilst that's doing its thing, let's go back to this page. It's not quite dry yet, so I'm just going to use my heat gun. Okay, so I've dried that off. Now I've used these embossing folders. This is a Tim Holtz one. Here's leaf, there's the number. And this is just one. I think I got it free, you know, or I don't know. But it's this lovely leaf. And I embossed them. All I had was some cream card, but that doesn't matter. And I'm going to cut strips of these so that we can place them here. Let's just do that. So I just want some strips, thinnish strips. I'm going to do 3 of each because I don't know like what I want and how I want it to look. So let's do that for now. And let's have a look. Now I am going to cut these again. So one in the middle. Let's just have a look. Might use one of the leaf ones in the middle because we're not going to see much of the middle. And if I just rip it a little bit, and this will give us the size. Try to work out which way I want it. The size that I need the others to be, because I want them to be smaller. So if I rip that and then go about here, and then the other one can be the same-ish. So this will be in the middle. I'm going to have these. I don't want to cover up all that lovely texture paste. Like so. Kind of different layers. Sorry if you heard that. Neighbours. And then this one needs to be even smaller to kind of go here. Like so. So that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to glue these down realistically, I'm just going to glue the middle of this one first. Just down the middle. Because I want to be able to put the other pieces underneath. And if I glue it all down now, that's not going to work. And you'll notice I'm not inking these or anything because we're going to be doing something else. So this is going to go down under here. Like so. Oh, I need to leave that bit lifted actually because I need to put this underneath. This one can get glued down all the way. So hopefully it sticks. Okay. Really press that down because it's on top of texture paste as well. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, but you know. Like so. And I'm going to use something I haven't really used that much. I think I've only used them once before. But this is my year to play more and use what I have. So, don't want that edge stuck yet. We're going to attempt it in here and we'll see. We'll see how it goes realistically. Yeah. Because I'm not sure how it's going to go. But I wanted this texture. Like so. All of that. Now I can come in with this glue and just go underneath and try and glue that down and down here. Sorry if you can hear some dogs too, they're my neighbour's dogs. Yeah, so we've got lots of texture now on the page, but obviously it's in cream, so I have to come back in with the gesso and go over it a little bit with gesso, just a little bit. I need to have it blended onto the page. Oh my goodness, dogs. Yeah, so sorry if you can hear that. As I said, it's my neighbour's dogs across from me. Yeah, just want to blend that. I mean, it's going to be coloured anyway, so, but we just want to kind of have the same kind of base for it. And while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit, we're going to come back to this and we're going to trim it. Because obviously it's all sticking out. Really not the easiest thing to do, especially these little bits. But we'll do what I can. Okay. Now what I also want to do, hold on. What I also want to do is back this on a little bit of fabric. Just a little bit. So get my sewing scissors, just cut here. Put stamping on the other side, that doesn't really matter. And then fray it. I really want it frayed. And here. Oh gosh, this is a bit harder to rip this way. Why won't that rip? It usually does. Again, it doesn't matter. like so. And I'm thinking I also want a tab, but I don't know if I want like a paper tab, which might be quite nice, or if I just go for an extra bit of fabric. So we'll see what that looks like as well. I don't know. Let me look. I mean, I know that's quite similar, isn't it? So maybe we won't go for fabric at all. So I'm just going to, that's still not stuck very well, but that's okay. Just going to glue this here to keep it in place. Let's move all this. And to glue it down. And then I'm going to put some holes in for the brads. And I may actually have that fabric tab because there is a brad that I want to use that will stand out better if it's also on fabric. So let's just bring that in and then do another there. And let's do that one first because it will hold it in place. So I have these little brownish, golden brown, antique bronze, whichever. They're just some brads that I had, and I want to put a little heart one here because I thought that was quite sweet because I do love autumn. And then to make sure that's in place, then we have these little ones in browns. I didn't want to put them through the pages because I want to possibly be able to use the page behind for a different prompt or a different art journaling page. And you know, if you're working through onto the other page, obviously you can collage over it with some papers and things, so there is a ways around it, but I just wanted the brads to be done on here. So that is what that looks like, which I really like. And I'm going to just dry off the rest of this and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I have the distress crayons. I guess that's number 10. I guess that's where they are, like the number of the pack. There's the number if you want to have a look. And I thought these were quite lovely brown colours. So I want to use these to put the colour on the back here. And I really don't know how this is going to go. So I'm going to do in the middle first, because then if it's awful I can hide it. So I'm starting with the forest moss one. I'm going to add some water to that. And then come in with a paintbrush and just kind of move that around. Kind of move it around. So we've got the forest moss. I think I want a little bit of wild honey in here. This is probably not what you should be doing, mixing them together. But I'm thinking of all the colours of autumn, and I've still got the water on my paintbrush, so right, that's good. Yeah, I'm thinking of all the colours of autumn. The reds and the greens and the oranges and the yellows. And then let's come in with a little bit of gathered twigs. I mean, again, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't want it everywhere. Just want it in some places. But I've got them, so I'm going to use them. I know, you're probably supposed to dry them in between, a bit like you do the inks, just so it doesn't get muddy, but I don't mind that. I'm coming up and off the texture as well in places. Let's add a bit more water to that. Get a bit more movement between the colours. And we can see more of the embossing now, which is nice. And it blends better bottom and top, which is also really nice. You're probably looking at it going, oh my gosh, it looks awful. And finally, I just want to come in with a little bit of aged mahogany for that red, because just in some places. Because one, I love red. And two, you know, it's one of the colours of autumn. So yeah. And because obviously I've used texture on the cardstock underneath, it's picking up that texture as well, which I really like. I'm trying to come off and blend the edges of the texture so they're not so square. That's kind of what I want. Ooh. Now it looks much brighter on camera, I'm noticing, than it does actually here. So I am going to dry that. Okay, so that is drier, and the leaf is going to go on like this, so you can see it really stands out now. But I also want to try something else. Where did I just put that? I have my favourite wax, which is the Alchemy Vintage Gold, and I feel like I want to try and pick up just a little bit of some of that texture on the card with a little bit of gold. Don't need it underneath because you can see that's going to go there. So I'm not sure that's picking up, but you can just kind of see that it just glints a little bit. So it gives a bit more, it makes the images pop a little bit more, and it gives a little bit of sparkle to the page, like so. So that's in the Vintage Gold. And then this is going to go here. But again, before that goes there, I want to come on with, excuse me, where's the brush? Sorry if the camera's shaking. I want to come on with a stencil. Oh, I've got it right here. What am I doing? And use a little bit of the walnut stain. Gosh, let's find it, yeah? To just kind of make a few dots here and there. Yeah, so I just want some colour a little bit over here, but not lots, just a little bit of colour picked up over here on these leaves. Over onto here to tie the two pages together a bit better. Okay, so that's that. Let's do just a couple more up here. Okay, and then I am going to splatter because I need that also to dry. So I've got some acrylic in gold here. It's just cheap acrylic paint. And I want some gold splatters. So, oh gosh, that is far too much. So let's pick some up and put it in here. And then add some water to that. Quite a bit of water. So that I can, what's the word? Thin that down. And I need these back because I don't want it on other pages. Oh, is that water underneath again? Oh, well, I need to dry that off, don't I? Okay, let's just splatter. Just some gold splatter. Oh, that's too much. Oh well. It's because this isn't thin enough, so let me get my bit of spray bottle. I really need to find my other fan brush. I have a much better one somewhere, but I put them all away for Christmas, and then can't remember where I put them. Let's get, this is far too big, so I'm just going to pick that up. I mean, it's a bit of a block now, but it's okay. Just keep picking it up. All right, so once again I need to go dry this down, and then we're going to be able to finish the page. Okay guys, so that is now dry. I know there's that splodge, but it is what it is. You can just see the gold picking up there. And I'm going to put my leaf right in the middle here, which I love, and I'm really hoping it's going to stick down because there's a lot of layers on this. Okay, that glue is not going to work for the moment, so I really need to stick this down. But I do also really love how this page, I mean, is it a favourite? I don't know. I think it's one of those that I'll sit and think with. But I'm glad I used the pencils, because I don't normally, like I said, I've bought them, but I've only used them once before. And I got to use the stencils as well, which is good, and the embossing folders. Oh, I just love how that looks. I really do. On there. And then I have the rub-ons, which I was thinking of putting in one of these leaves. So this one says Field Notes or Specimen. I think I want to put Field Notes on there. And I want that actually on the acetate. Just need to think about where I want it here. That'll work. Okay. So let's just rub this down and get that on there. Try and get the edge up. Field Notes. Perfect. And then I have the Tim Holtz Occasion Small Talk, and it does say the colours of autumn. And I thought the colours of autumn, a falling leaf is autumn splendour, give thanks, or yeah, a falling leaf, autumn splendour, a falling leaf. Right, the colours of autumn. because that's kind of what I was going for. I'm not sure if I achieved that or not, but that's what I was going for. Just over here and over here. And I know it seems a bit simplistic, but I think there's so much going on over here. I don't want anything else over there. Well, that's what I'm thinking, but do I? No, Belle, walk away from it. So there's my page for today, guys, memories. Let me know what you think down below. Again, you can pick up these pieces of card much better on camera than you do in real life. It blends much better in real life. I'm wondering if actually, if I could even find it, which I can't. Here it is. I'm wondering if just inking around the edge of this in some walnut stain will just help to frame the page a bit more. So I'm just going to do that as well. Just brings that colour in, frames it. Which I like. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's making me happier now. I just felt it was too white on the edges there, or too light on the edges. And the only thing we don't have is the number. So let me grab the number. Okay, so we've got the number 6, and I'm going to use it in the Versailles Fine Vintage Sepia because I feel like it goes better with this page. And I'm thinking I'm just going to put it down here. Perfect. Because it's not perfect, it doesn't stand out too much. It doesn't look like it's not on the page or part of the page. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's today's one. That is memories. Went on a bit longer than I thought it was going to, but I'm really, do you know what? I'm really loving it now. I'm really loving how it looks. So let me know what you think down below, and I will be back tomorrow for day 7. A week into the new year and a week into this challenge already. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the links down below if you are interested in joining along. And I will be back again soon. Till next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.